we worked on LSU and Texas Tech today, and a little bit kind of getting the base, a lot of things that they do, both the schools we see from other people, but it was kind of a finished drill. We also worked on the triple option, which defensively it helps us what we need to do discipline-wise to get where we need to get to, but overall and kicking overall it was a great day.
And how was the scrimmage Thursday?
Good. We only had it was just a small one. That was just for 2s and 3s. Last Friday was the big one, and then we got after it on Tuesday, and then we came back. We only had about 40 plays, but after we did everything. But it was good. Tyler and Zach and the rest of the quarterbacks got a chance to take most of the reps, and Tyler had a really good drive.
What's your overall analysis of this spring?
Overall, I don't know. Overall, I think the biggest thing is we find out we still got to get better at center and guard. It's going to be great to have Stephen Bryant back at tight end. I think our snapper we need to keep improving at that position. It's a young one, and we got to keep we got to gather depth at linebacker. And outside of that, I think we gained a lot of experience doing something we have about everybody else back. So it's you know what you have and what you're doing.
Are there any walk-ons that have immediately impressed you?
Immediately impressed me. Well, number one, obviously they started there, but John Kuntz is a guy that's got a chance to start the season as their starting left end. Hasley was a walk-on. Both those guys, are now on scholarship. Will be on scholarship, so it's. But probably those two guys right off the bat are guys that stick out.
Do you feel like you got out of the spring relatively healthy?
Yeah, we didn't have anything major that's going to have surgery. So that's the biggest thing is not having anything like that. And we were a little bit more patient with like Stephen Bryant and Michael Thompson, Wayman James, and those kind of things didn't happen. So you get a chance not only your freshman class coming in and junior college kids, but also all the guys that you had that didn't go through last fall and didn't go through this spring.
Coach, talk about just having all the fans come out and just what that's like to have them out here and be a part of you guys.
Well, it's a good thing. I think the biggest thing is to get a chance to see the families. Some of these guys, families aren't from Fort Worth, and so for them to have an opportunity for them to come in and see them before the banquet tonight, because our banquet's tonight. Yes, to get a chance for them to see them for an afternoon, which they haven't seen them for a while. I think it's a cool thing. That's what you want.
Did you get a chance to see that statue yet? No. What do you think about?
We're going to be over there at 12:30 though.
Yeah. Well, we talked about just the fact that TCU keeps adding improvements to just.
Well, actually, if you want to get where you want to be, it's you can't sit. One of the things that we've got to understand is kind of an unwritten rule is to get back from the old Southwest Conference to get back in the Big 12 again. I think the biggest thing we got to understand is the work just began. Getting back here, where there's not just we shouldn't as coaches just be saying that the university and facilities, all that. Our own selves. How do we tweak our own programs so that we can be successful? Because the ultimate goal is to win championships in your sport on a year-to-year basis, and that's what we've been trying to do. We've been able to do it. Most of the sports at TCU have been able to do it, whatever conference we've been in, and now the Big 12, and now all of us have to change our plan and find out what it takes for us to do that at the next level. So.
What do you guys do from this point on all the way to fall camp to kind of keep the information you guys taught them during the spring fresh?
Well, kids have to come on. You can't really do anything. We'll lift and run, but it's up to the kids themselves to come in and watch film. The good ones do. Come in and watch film, and they'll have pass skilly. They'll run around on their own, but they'll do in the summertime. But right now you need to keep getting bigger and strong. We need to finish academically the way we need to, so we don't have to worry about who's going to be here. And the guys we have, and then come August we'll start up the last day in July 31st.
Coach, your phrase for this upcoming season is by any means. Talk a little bit about why you chose that one.
Well, they did. Usually I choose it, but the seniors actually came to me. They're the ones that chose it. Whatever it takes to, basically to me, it's whatever it takes to try to win a championship. That's what you do. But you got to get to class. You got to do the extra work in the summertime, in the classroom, on the field, all the things you got to do to go be it. And so now we'll see, just like we do every year, how they live up to it.
Are there any individual players that stepped up this spring that you thought had pretty good overall spring?
Well, one of the guys you asked to stepped up that we need in that position was McFarland. The defensive end was a guy that stepped up. B.J. Catalan really came along. I thought David Porter had been kind of an unknown entity, and he's the guy that they voted on the leadership council that made plays this spring, to go along with the wide receivers, and Ladarius Brown. But really for us, the thing is to make sure that the whole team has one thing in mind. It's not about ourselves. It's about, one of the biggest problems you have when you had a younger team that played, they think, well, the hardest part's over. The hardest part just began. Because we were 7-5 in the regular season. Now what are you going to do? What can we do as a football team to make ourselves better so that we can win? We can get in double digits. And really, that's really what we're trying to get accomplished is how do we get to where we can win 10+ ball games and do it. And that's one of the reasons today what we were doing. We were working on the beginning of Texas Tech. We were working on the beginning of LSU, and we were also working on the triple. A lot of the stuff that happens in the triple option has a lot to do with the pistol offense. But for a secondary, you really can't work on anything. So what we did was you put the defensive line and linebackers get a chance to work really on the pistol, which is the triple reads, and then we got to work on our eyes and our feet as far as where we need to be from a secondary standpoint. So, we're going to try never to lose a little bit of that discipline component.
Coach, a few guys weren't out there, like Sam Carter was on the sidelines.
Yep.
Is it just minor things?
Yeah, just a foot. You always want to talk about injuries. It's a long way till August. Somebody asked me the question, was there anything major, and I already answered that, right?
I never asked you about what do you think about playing Tech on Thursday night?
It's a TV game. That's what you want. They play well in front of their crowd out there. They play. They were always revved up. New head coach, first Big 12 game. So I expect them to. We'll get their best shot. It's Tech and TCU has always been a rivalry, and I have a lot of respect for Coach Kingsbury. The job he's done everywhere else he's been. Trey Haverty, part of our staff, is on their staff. So obviously they know a little bit about us, but they're trying to do what we're trying to do. They're trying to climb the mountain. So this is the next game.
You feel like your two new coaches are already
They've been awesome.
gelled and meshed into this?
Yeah, really, both of them have been just awesome. Recruiting wise and position wise, both new coaches have just been awesome. It's been a great match. I do a little bit different where I have my coaches get a chance to interview and they kind of get me down to the final three. Coaches, how we do interviews. The guys they think they can get along with, because you're going to spend 18 hours a day with somebody. You want to see if you can get along with them. And so for us, usually we don't make very many mistakes when it comes to our staff morale and how we work and how we do things. And so a lot of fun.
Guys all good?